Hello, my celestial beings. This is Mystic Storm here. Declare the path to a new life with you. If you're new, welcome to the family and soul tribe. I pray that this weekly essence, intuitive guidance reading, blesses you and you're able to gain guidance for the week ahead. Okay? All right. So I will say Happy New Year. We're in 2021. I am loving it. There's fresh energy. There's a new perspective. We're all trying to, work on ourselves and have these goals and New Year's resolutions and things like that. So that's a beautiful thing. However, there's always going to be some tension. There's always going to be some obstacles. So we're here to talk about those this week to see how we can overcome them. Okay, especially since a lot of us may be starting new ventures to try to better ourselves. Okay, so we're going to dive into the astrology and then go into some tarot and oracle. But before we do, I will say, if you haven't checked out my website, please do so. The links are in the description box. I even have a link tree so that way you can see everything that I'm connected to. But on my link tree, there's an exclusive 2021 collective reading. Okay, so if you sign up and subscribe on my email list, you will get the link to it. Okay, it's an unlisted YouTube link. It's very exclusive, so make sure you check that out. Okay. So we're going to get into it, but before we do, I want to clear the energy surrounding me and surrounding you, okay, with this sound bowl. Yes. So I'm really into clearing energy with sound at this time. So I hope you all feel it too. The vibrations are high. Okay. So we're going to get into the astrology portion. Okay. So I will say for this week, we do have the fourth quarter moon in Libra that's happening at 3:37 a.m. This is Central Time. I use Central Time. And then we have Mars entering in Taurus on the 6th at 4:27 p.m. And then on the 8th, we have Venus entering into Aquarius at 6 a.m. And then Mars entering into Capricorn at 9:41 a.m. Okay, so I wanted to give you those overviews for the week. And we do have some tension. Like I said before, we talked about New Year's resolutions, new goals, new year, new me, fresh perspective, all that stuff. But I'm getting there's a sense of pride and stubbornness that can be getting in our way. And I see this tension here with Mercury in Aquarius squared off with Mars in Taurus, okay? Also, Mercury is squared off with Uranus retrograde in Taurus. So with that spontaneousness, in that prideful energy, arguments may come up spontaneously over little things due to frustration. So I feel like there's a lot of frustration going on this week. There might be some pessimistic thoughts that go around our self-worth and may cause a lack of motivation. I see that with Venus in Capricorn squared with Chiron, the wounded healer, in Aries. The wounded healer is the I am, is how we identify with ourselves. So I feel like there's a battle between how we see ourselves and what we think other people see us, and trying to prove our worth, and maybe having negative thoughts around how others value us or how we value ourselves. So that is something to definitely be aware of, be cognizant of, and try to work through that this week, okay? we do have Mars in Taurus is squared off with Jupiter, Saturn in Aquarius, and also Pluto in Capricorn. So Mars in Taurus, Mars is a very willful energy, right? And in the sign of Taurus, that's the bull. That's we getting stuff done. But if there's tension here, it's more like it's too forceful, too very agitated type energy, and it's squaring off with, I called it the self-development trio last year. So Jupiter, Saturn, and Pluto. So we might want to really get stuff done as far as trying to get an expansive growth, right, and things. There might be some tension in where we have to mature up, take responsibility for stuff. It might be taking responsibility for our own thoughts and how we perceive ourselves. This is time for us to step up and mature. And then there's some tension around Pluto, the regeneration, the death, birth, rebirth. We might be in a state of being stagnant in that energy, in that death energy, as far as endings. We're trying to be the phoenix rising, right? Trying to grow and transform. We want this, but at the same time, there's a pull, there's some tension there because we might be so bogged down into what was, okay? There might be I'm getting cellular memory. Cellular memory, our genetic makeup is some things that we have to wash away, some things that we have to shed. We're still in that shedding part of transforming, okay? And then we have Jupiter in Aquarius is squared off with Uranus retrograde in Taurus, as we talked about, right? Well, we talked about it being in Mars, but Jupiter is also squared off with Uranus retrograde in Taurus and Black Moon Lilith in Taurus. So, and with that, Uranus retrograde, I believe, yes, is conjunct with Black Moon Lilith in the sign of Taurus, and we'll talk about that too. But with this square, as far as expansion, growth, abundance, right? We're wanting that. But there's, again, tension in that our desires about money, success, fame, may be plagued, is what I'm hearing. Maybe plagued. So there might be a sense of where we need to work on or think about what our beliefs are about success, what our beliefs are surrounding growth, abundance, wealth. Okay, there's again a lack of motivation here. So we may not feel that we can do it. Okay, we see the vision, right? But the steps that we have to take, we hold up, I don't think I could do that right now. Or there might be a lot of procrastination that's going on. But you have to figure out what it is that's blocking you and work on that so you can grow and develop, okay? And Saturn in Aquarius is squared these two, Uranus and Black Moon Lilith as well. So that's a part of our maturity, a part of us growing up. That's our father figure. Saturn don't play no games. Saturn is here to teach us lessons upon lessons upon lessons. And we're in the age of Aquarius. So that is, that's the ancient ruler of Aquarius is Saturn, because it's co-ruled also by Uranus. Okay, so we have Saturn squared off with Uranus. So you can see it's this tension, it's this battle of trying to be free, trying to be innovative, trying to be, all that we can be, but then we might be bogged down by, things that need our attention right now, things that we've probably tried to sweep underneath the rug that are now coming up to light that we have to pay attention to. So this is a part of us growing up. This is a part of us maturing. This is a part of life. And we just have to acknowledge it. Now, not saying that it's, everything's all peachy. Again, there's going to be some tension. But if you acknowledge it for what it is and try to work through it, take it as a lesson, after you go within, then that's where the real growth happens, okay? So with all that tension, I have relief, some of the aspects that are in relief. So we have the sun in Capricorn. The sun has a lot of conjunctions. It's conjunct with Mercury. It's conjunct with Venus and Pluto, okay? And then it's also sextile with the moon in Scorpio, and then Neptune in Pisces. Okay, so with the sextile between the sun and the moon, there's some harmony there between what our ego is, who we perceive ourselves to be, matching up with our emotions. Okay, so with that being said, we talked about the tension between self-worth. We might have pessimistic thoughts, negative thoughts, self-limiting beliefs, all that stuff. But if we tap in and listen to our core essence and say, who am I? What am I worth? And you know, deep down, your soul will tell you. The emotions you feel inside will tell you. So that way you will know your mind is in some type of dark place that's trying to pull you in different directions, trying to sway you into being protected is what I'm hearing, because fear comes up for us to raise awareness so we can be protected. But if trying a new venture is fearful, and we want to stay where we are now because we know it's comfortable, but at the same time, there's better out there. There's better out there. So in the core of us growing and maturing, because Capricorn is also ruled by Saturn, okay? So in this time, we are seeing the growth. We are learning more about ourselves. We're learning more about our emotions. We're also learning more about our faith and what our beliefs are. If you're doing the work, okay? If you're doing the work, if you have been going through some things in your mind, and if you're shoving them, if you're sweeping them under the rug, Black Moon Lilith is going to expose it right out, okay? So it's good to try to have mental clarity. It's good to have space within the mind, yes, we should observe our thoughts, but not with a magnifying glass. We need to give our emotions, give our thoughts space. And that way it has room to be itself, to fully express and be, have space to do so. So that way you can let it pass. Okay? You can let it pass. There's, again, we're going to have some frustration. There's going to be some anger. There's going to be, it might be some destructive behavior, or you might have destructive thoughts this week. But really, really focusing on being rooted, really knowing you might want to write your core foundational things like your affirmations, to remember your worth, to remember how you feel, when things get tough, you can resort back to it, okay? Because with the sun in Capricorn is conjunct with Mercury in Aquarius. Mercury is all about our thoughts, right? Our thoughts. So I feel like we are going to have mental clarity through the tension that we're having. If we shine a light and embrace what is happening, working through our frustrations, knowing that there's constant ebbs and flows in life, that we will be able to get mental clarity and notice that what triggered us before, it doesn't have the same effect on us. It might not be 100% like that don't faze me no more, but it might feel, you might have more space than you did before. And that's something to celebrate. That's growth. Don't take any type of lightness that you feel or space that you feel within your triggers. That's growth. That is growth. So don't forget that, okay? So letting clarity, letting healing come to the mind, giving the mind space, the freedom to be the mind, and not judging your mind for it, okay? Also with the sun is bringing clarity and truth with love, okay? Within love and how you're loving yourself and how you're loving others. It's work, it's progress, okay? It's that steady climb up to the top that you want. It's not, it's not going to come overnight. It's not going to come overnight. And to acknowledge that and to be good with that and be willing to work on it, not forcefully, but willing to work on it, is growth, okay? And shining a light on transforming. Shining a light on transforming, because knowing that transforming isn't a beautiful process. It's not. It's hard. It's painful. But if we accept that, we are opening ourselves up to have a better release. Okay? The tension won't be as heavy. A lot of times when we do day-to-day tasks, I know for me at least, is a lot of tension in doing it. But once I try to focus on my breathing and try to do it, it's easy. It's way easier than it was, because I'm trying to really focus and hold my breath. It ain't worth it. Breathe through it. Breathe through it. God is here. It's that Janae Aiko song. Breathe through it. I'm just hearing it in my head. So, just breathe through it. Breathe through the transformation. Breathe through the pain. Breathe through the anger. Okay? Breathe through it. Okay? Yeah, I know it's tough. That's one thing. That's one thing about me. I'm going to tell you with the energies that be, and we're going to work through it, okay? I know it's tough out here to work through our triggers and to work on building a better foundation for not only yourself, but with your relationships, with your business, with your health. We might have given up on that, but it's time to not give up. It's time to dust off and bring light and clarity to that, okay? So going to the moon, our emotions, the moon in Scorpio is trying with Neptune in Pisces, and it's also sextile with the moon in Capricorn. Again, that's like spirituality. That's us, our beliefs, our growth. Also the illusions within the mind, okay? The moon in Scorpio, the moon card in tarot is ruled, or I guess like ruled by Cancer, and Neptune's ruler is Pisces. It's been in there for a minute. And with the moon, we get like psychic abilities, intuition, but we also get illusions as well. That's the dark side of it. But with it being in trine, I feel like it's more enlightenment, more things coming into the light, psychic abilities, trusting our intuition. This is both water elements. So we're going into really in the depths of our emotions, this compassion with ourselves and with others. It's frustrating. Compassion can be frustrating, because to know that somebody is irritating you, but still showing them love, that turning that frustration into love is possible. You just have to get over that fine line. You know what I'm saying? And then there's growth here. There's growth within the emotions. There might have been a lot of emotions where they weren't tamed. And there's a thing that we don't want to tame our emotions. Again, we want them to be spacious, like a wild horse. Okay? Give the horse space to roam free. Don't tie it down as soon as you see it. Let it be free to be tamed. Okay? Let the mind be free in order for it to be tamed. And that's the transformation that we're working on, because if we work through the battles of our insecurities, work through the battles of our anger, of our frustrations, of all the emotions that we feel, then we will be more equipped to go forth and do the goals that we want. Do the goals that we want, because if we are backtracking, then there's going to be, we won't be as aligned to really do the new things that we want to. Okay. And then Mercury in Aquarius is conjunct Venus, Capricorn, and Saturn. And with those conjunctions, I feel that with the mind, we are capable of clearing out any limiting beliefs that we have, thinking more about our responsibilities, thinking more about finding ways to have better income, our passive income, finding ways to invest, trying to think more about the future. You might be thinking about buying a home. You might be thinking about family matters, especially since Mercury is conjunct with Venus in Capricorn. That's building to the top. And nothing worth fighting for comes easy. It gets easier with time. It gets easier when you let it go, when you detach from it, because the more you're up on it, the more that there's resistance. But if you just fall back and just be, cool about it, knowing, having that faith that everything will be okay, things will align. You'll be able to get more perspective here in this space versus trying to look at it in a magnifying glass. Okay. And then Mercury in Aquarius is also conjunct with Pluto, so our thoughts about transforming can be good. Our thoughts around trying to, I would say, clairvoyance, with the intuition, our motivation to tap into our spiritual powers. And I will say also, dreams are coming up, focusing more on your dreams, trying to do dream work in the dream realm, so that way you can have more energy while you're, awake. So if you're focusing on that, that should definitely be confirmation for you there. And then Venus in Capricorn is trine Mars in Taurus. Okay. And with this, I feel like the growth that you're wanting in your love life will happen in your love life, in your relationships. It can be relationships within yourself, platonic, romantic, okay? But the love and compassion that you're wanting with your relationships are going to form and build beautifully this week, despite the conflicts or the disruptions and the frustrations that are happening. I feel like the more conflict, the more lessons learned, and then next time it's just a little bit lesser blow until you all come to a common ground and you're understanding each other more. Okay, so there's still more to learn and trying to be open about it, but before that, you have to be open within. You have to get all that in check within before the relationships can benefit, right? And then we talked about the Mars and Taurus conjunction. Um, Jupiter and Saturn, they're conjunct as well. And that's just lining up with growth and maturity. The Saturn and Jupiter are going to be conjunct for a while, so we have to make sure that we are aligned with and ready for this change. Okay. And Jupiter in Aquarius is sextile with Chiron as well as Saturn. They're both sextile with Chiron in Aries. And again, that's our wounded healer. And I feel like with this growth on really knowing who we are, being authentic and not trying to be someone else in order to gain something out of it is going to be beneficial. And being mature about it, being responsible for showing up for yourself, okay, is going to go far. You're going to go far with that. So knowing that through this process of rediscovering yourself, that you are in a space to receive more, so that way you can give back more, okay? Give back more. And then we have, we have the Uranus retrograde in Taurus with the Black Moon Lilith. They're conjunct. So even though Uranus was a part of a lot of the tension that's happening, this conjunction with Black Moon Lilith is here to, again, bring some stuff that we have hidden away in order for us to grow, okay? Because they're both in the sign of Taurus. Uranus doesn't really like to be in Taurus. It likes to be free, but it's been there. It's been cooking there for a while, and someone gave a really good perspective. I believe it was Bahati Life, said that Uranus is there to transform Taurus to not be so stubborn, okay? And we talked about stubbornness and pridefulness, all this in the tension. So with this Black Moon Lilith here to expose the deepest parts of ourselves, the deepest desires, is to expose what we want to keep hold of. There's some things that we need to release and give space, okay? So being observant about what needs more space in your life will help this week. Having more space, giving more space to things in order for you to accompany them all, okay, is what I'm getting, okay? So that's what I have for the astrology portion. I hope you all enjoyed, all right? And we're going to get into the tarot and oracle to see what else Spirit has for us, okay? Spirit, what other messages do we need? Like, how can we work through the tension that we got through pride? Ace of Fire. Okay. The full energy. Woo, woo. 10 of Cups or 10 of Water in reverse. And then we're going to pull a couple of more. Love and Temptation. Taking it. Okay. All right. Yes. So with this Ace of Fire here, it's how we can get through the pridefulness, the stubbornness, is to pay focus to our passions and what we love and what we believe in. Also setting a flame to things that no longer serve us. We said that we're in the 4th quarter moon, right, on the 6th. So with this 4th quarter moon, there's still releasing that has to be done. So this starting this off is to set flame to the stubbornness, set flame to the frustration, not building up that fire, but letting it set flame to diminish. Okay, so this is something that will help putting, like, I'm getting holy fire, setting a holy fire to those tensions that you have this week. If you set intentions for that, to have them be exposed in a way that you are aware, but also you can be cognizant to let them go easily. Okay, again, it's test after test after test. Don't think that just because one instance you handled it well don't mean you won't get triggered again. It runs deep. Okay, pridefulness, stubbornness can run deep. Frustrations. Why are you frustrated? Because it's little triggers. It runs deep. So be patient with yourself. Know that this full energy that's here is here to guide you. It's here for you to remind you to give space, to have a childlike mind, to be adventurous, to be open to the endless possibilities that you have, okay? That's in store. And with that, giving motivation to yourself, getting out of procrastination, building up the energy to do it, okay? And sound is coming up for me because one, she's blowing the trumpet, or I don't know what the instrument is that the fool is holding, but this, if you need motivation, listen to music. Listen to some binaural beats, I believe that's how you say it, or, a specific hertz, like the 432 hertz, things like that to get you going. Listen to some lo-fi beats. I love me some lo-fi beats, or like some jazz vibes, or something to get you motivated. I know, like, a playlist I like the jazz vibes on Spotify, lo-fi beats. If I'm really trying to concentrate, like brain food, deep focus, things like that to get you motivated up. You might want to listen to some trap music to get you in dancing, or some Afro beats to get you dancing, so it can get you energized and ready to go, right? So think about that. So we got 10 of water here in reverse. And I feel like this is exposing our emotions, to know that what the goals that we want are not are obtainable, but I would say are not attainable. They are obtainable, but we have to be in a space mentally to be there. Okay, what makes us happy, what makes us joyful, what makes us at peace. Having those gems close to you, to know as a constant reminder that peace is on your side, that love is on your side, that joy is on your side, that deep down, despite what's going on, there's peace. There's peace within you. There's peace within you. So not taking the frustrations and the stubbornness and the obstacles that's going to happen this week with a grain of salt, okay? Your goals are not unattainable. There we go. Your goals are not unattainable. They are obtainable, but you have to be mentally ready for it. And this week, I feel like we're in a process of getting there, okay? There's still some releasing that we have to do. And love is here. We talked about compassion with yourself, compassion for others, through this time of frustration, through this time of self-doubt, okay, of insecurities, loving on yourself, knowing who you are, knowing that, yes, to your very core, your love, your peace, okay? And if you exude that, if you crack that open and let that come out through the hardness of life, what life has put you through, then you will be able to have lighter energy to keep going, okay? Lighter energy to keep going, okay? Temptation is going to be there. Overindulgence is going to be here. We talked about that with Venus and Capricorn, I believe, square. I can't remember. I think it was Mars and Taurus. But yeah, it's going to be temptation. It's going to be a lack of motivation. We just want to overindulge and lay around and do this stuff. But if we want to get this stuff going, if we the New Year's resolutions that we put up, if you want to get that in the mix, you're going to have to shake it up. Shake it up. Figure out what you need to do to get yourself back motivated. Even if it's, I mean, hey, don't be hard on yourself at the same time. If it takes you hours to do something, but you finally did it, that's progress. Because you could have let procrastination and laziness weigh you down and you don't get it done. So just going with the flow as well. Going with the flow and knowing that it's okay to have experiences where you don't want to do anything, but as long as you get out of that and you work through it. Okay? Yeah. So we got action here. It came out in reverse. And then we have personal boundaries. Okay? So in order for us to take action, we need to set boundaries. Boundaries within ourselves. We need to have more self-discipline. That's that Saturn energy that's coming in, and Capricorn energy. Okay? That we need to have more self-discipline in order for us to then take the action we need in order for us to attain the goals that we have. So think about an area of life that you want to see better, that you want to work on. It could be health, for example. And think about it, you're probably not taking the steps you wanted, even though you had your New Year's resolutions. So what can you do in order to take those necessary steps? You may have to write them down. You might have to type them out on your phone or something so you can keep them handy. You might need to set reminders on your phone to drink some water. Things like that. Setting those boundaries within yourself to cut off when you want to eat or to cut off certain types of food. You don't have to do it cold turkey. You can ease your way out of it because, again, temptation is here. Temptation is here because you're going to want this stuff. But if you do everything in moderation, then you'll be able to have the energy to take the action that you need, okay? And then forgiveness is at the bottom. Forgiveness, letting go. Letting go, having that lightness, having that space that I was talking about. Letting go of that stuff is going to help in that. It has growth and compassion on the card. We talked about that. Like, it's just being free. Letting the mind be free. Letting yourself be free. Letting the people within your relationships be free. That's hard. I know it's hard. But in doing that, that releases a lot of stress, a lot of pent-up energy that that you're accumulating from keeping that tension inside, letting go, releasing, finding other ways to release frustration and release anger. Okay. I thought about boxing to release anger. I even looked at like some little boxing things I could get at the house, but I couldn't really find anything. Persistent drive. Okay, this is from the Whispers of the Ocean. And it says, see what you desire and move toward that goal. It is time to zero in on your purpose. Use your intuition and instincts to guide you for optimal outcome. Okay? So this is, again, we're talking about these goals. We talked about the tension here. So it says, see what you really desire and move towards that goal. You know, we have the goals, right? We say we wanted to do these things, but what actions do we need to take in order to get them, right? What actions do we need to take in order to make them? So again, setting up those personal boundaries, that's self-discipline, getting your goals together, setting designated times, days to do what you have to do and get it done. And what you have to do, face your fears. It says facing your fears, okay? And it says look for ways to strengthen your connection to the universe and others. Stay peaceful and calm in the knowing of who you are. That's pretty much what we were talking about in the astrology portion as part of being authentic, knowing that, you know, having confidence, getting out of that, you know, egotistic way of trying to, or having limiting beliefs about our self-worth, working on that, working through that, facing your fears. Your fears are there to protect you, but you don't need protection. You don't need protection when you're trying to grow. When you're trying to grow, you're trying to grow for a reason, and it's not here to hurt you. Okay? It's not here to hurt you. It's here to take you to the next level. It says contentment, and I'm holding on to this one. It says striving. Striving. Contentment and striving. So it says for contentment, you can learn to rest in what you already have and already are. Suddenly you remember, I'm right here resting in God. This is beautiful because we talked about being detached, giving things space. When you learn to rest in what you already have and already are, suddenly you remember, I'm right here resting in God, resting in the universe, right? So again, you know, we might have these limiting beliefs, this pessimistic thinking of all these things, but if we learn to give space and remember who we are and have confidence in what we've acquired is already ours, or what we're working towards is already ours, there's a sense of ease. There's a sense of flow that will come in that will make life easier. Make life easier. Life is hard, but once you get into that state of acceptance, it helps string things along, okay? And then this one for striving, it says, eventually the individual's ego's drive to make things happen falls away, replaced with a relaxed, a relaxed, trusting openness to answers as they arise. Thank you, Divine, for letting me move with the flow. Whoa. Yeah, we can't be so focused on, you know, having that laser focus, even though this persistent drive is here. Yeah, we should have focus. Yeah, we should have boundaries and self-discipline, but doing it in a state of ease, being relaxed and knowing that what we're doing is for the betterment. And as long as we just keep going and making the necessary steps, knowing that if we slip up, doesn't mean that we are defeated. We just get back on that horse and keep going. Okay? Keep going. It's a part of life. So this is what I have for the weekly essence. I hope you all enjoyed. I hope you all gained some inspiration, courage, and faith to go forth this week. I'm sending loving energy to you all. I'm sending healing energy to you all. I'm also sending a blanket of peace over you, okay? Because we need it. We need it during this time of darkness where we are in the cocoon working to transform into the powerful, free butterfly that we are meant to be. We are in this stage for a reason. There are lessons to be learned, and we are learning them, but not hard, not with force, but with ease. And I pray that you all receive that. I hope you all have a wonderful week, and I will see you in the next one.